Hey guys, Akil Stokes here. Welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you another one of our accountability sessions where we do interviews with some of the aspiring traders on our platforms. They're really cool sessions because you get to hear from traders just like yourselves who are either starting or going through the journey. And they usually give some very helpful hints or at least some reassurance that, hey, I've struggled too and I can make it. This particular trader actually struggled a lot, starting off by blowing about 20 grand with what he calls a trading mob. And what's interesting is this, right? We deal with a lot of traders who have lost money in the markets before. And when I say money in the markets in different ways, either they've lost money just trading recklessly, or unfortunately, maybe they've been scammed, and they carry forth this negative attitude that everyone is a scam artist, the markets are rigged, it's out to get me, and this negative association with money that really kind of crushes their dreams. Well, this trader didn't do that. He looks at blowing this 20 grand as an investment, a learning opportunity, and he's used that to really make himself even more driven about what he wants to achieve going forward. He is a self-proclaimed late starter, but he wants to be a strong finisher. So it's really cool to see kind of the urgency in his behavior when it comes to becoming successful at trading. So I think you'll love it. By the way, gotta plug this because it's getting close. April 6th, right through the 9th, we'll be running a 4-day free online trading workshop called Ascension. You can find links for it all over my social media. I'll throw one in the bottom of this podcast as well, but make sure you attend that. Again, it's April 6th through the 9th, 2020, the Ascension free 4-day online trading workshop.
Yeah, where are you from? Look, I don't want
I'm
to
from
annoy
Sydney.
you. I'm going to say Australia.
Yeah, I'm in Sydney. It's like just
thank God.
o'clock in the morning, just about. Yeah, I've been sort of hiding out for a little bit.
What you up to? Right. What do you do? What you about, Greg?
I've been a taxi driver for about 10 years. Prior to that, I've been working in the computer industry initially. Computer operator. I'm 60 years old, so there's a bit of history. But then a tech guy, and then salesman, and it was my uni job, the taxis, and it was my fallback job. But it's been my my career. I've always loved it, but I guess I've been cruising, and in some sort of way, I guess it's I like the job. It's a social job, but I got married only when at 53. I got 2 kids now, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I've always felt that there was, I guess, a way of probability based of making some money. And I just kind of came across trading on Facebook, signed up with a mob, and started blowing my money because I didn't really know what I was doing. So that's a bit of the life story in a nutshell, I guess.
Okay, just take us a little bit back. Why did you get into trading in the first place?
Well, I guess I like the idea of being able to make money quickly. So I went in with probably all the wrong ideas,
Don't be ashamed of that. I think that's why most people are here. The minority aren't, but most people.
Yeah, like once, as a single man, it was kind of easy just to sort of, survive. You don't need the sort of infrastructure, I guess I call it, when once you go. And my industry, it was a good game, but it's kind of changed a lot with all the ride share, Uber, etc. And so things.
How's that affected you?
Oh, you got to work longer, and we work long hours anyway, and
Right.
so now I'm even working longer hours. It's kind of crazy. So what happens is that just then takes even more away from your family life, and sure. It's kind of one of those, nasty sort of spiral. So I sort of needed
I get it. So when you first got
create more time, I mean,
time. That's what
time to me is a commodity. I feel blessed. I feel like I've hit, got lucky late in life, And I guess I feel like I'm, just I feel blessed in the relationship with the family and everything, but I just feel like I need some more dough, basically. And I've given that a shot a few times, and I've gone up and down with different sort of occupations and businesses and stuff. And so now, look, it's a bit of a challenge for me as well. I'd like to sort of think that I could conquer this,
Yeah. No,
Just
no,
as
I
part of,
totally get it. Totally get it. So what was your
yeah.
first experiences then? You said you blew some money in trading. What was your approach? What was your strategy?
Well, look, you sign up with one of these mobs, you find out about on Facebook, bang, there was a trading company, I think they're called what you call a market maker in Melbourne.
Right.
I'm in Sydney in Australia.
Yeah. You don't have to
So you
mention
talk
names,
to,
but yeah, I get it.
no, you talk to the guys at the front, and look, they were fine, but you could sort of feel like the job of the bloke was like being a salesman. He had to get you trading, and I sort of think along the way that they may not have even they kind of don't really mind
Had
if
a
you
product.
lose, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? They don't
Oh
mind
yeah.
if you lose because they're probably just backing you. They're not you're not on the system. You just I
Yeah.
don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I think the market makers sort of take a bit of a risk on you. I guess if they figure if there's a 90% chance of people not making it, they're going to pick up
Oh
all
yeah,
that
totally.
money. So
Yeah.
yeah, I blew 20 grand there. I think it took me about a year to do. Kind of getting involved. I was there through Brexit. I actually made money on the Brexit day, but it was only a matter of luck, and I could have got totally wiped out in the one day.
Of course.
But I heard that the result was changing. So, and then I just kind of dived on, and it was swinging very heavily, and I made about $1,800 on the day. But really, it was always going to be downhill. It was just a slower sort of
Not
day.
sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. Next thing that happened, I guess, was just kind of licking my wounds for a little bit. Oh, no, I was trading a little bit, and I drive in the cab. Of course, I pick a bloke up in town. He says, "What are you doing?" Jumps into the cab, and I said, "I'm just checking a trade that I've got on." He looks at it, and he'd actually done the course with Akil at Trade Empowered. So that's how I
Okay.
found out about you guys, right? I just looked up Akil, and then I realized you were just about to start tier one up. So
Yeah.
I feel that bloke actually blew 20 grand of my money. But I feel like it was, even though, I'm just starting now with you guys, I feel like I'm just starting. I believe that I will look back on that, and that will be 20 grand well spent in that I found, tier one trading.
Brilliant. Yeah.
That's how positive I feel about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I've been tuning in over the last year and a half. I've been one of your best customers. I wasn't signed up for a few months because I thought I just haven't got it together on the front here, just sort of paying the bills and stuff. And I got to keep churning in the cab, and I've sort of got everything organized now, and I've just created 3 days a week where I'm just doing, that started last week.
Right.
So I've been 2 weeks into it where I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I wanted to have the days that have got the live trading on. Not that that's
sure.
as
So
important at the
brilliant.
moment as while I'm learning, but I've been through the course pretty much before. I hadn't done the emergence. I just did the emergence last week. I'm just ticking the boxes on the 90-day planner. I'm sort of slowed up a little bit this week because you got the special event, and I've done the special event this week, mainly listening to the recording, some live, and
Right.
only because it's, the early hours of the morning here to do that. And
Sure. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the emergence, actually. And so even though I've done the foundation and the cornerstone and foundation and the mastery, I've been quickly through those. I'm going to go through that and do everything properly. I've just been downloading, the software and all that, the VS1 and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like I'm just starting, but I feel committed, and I feel I'm going to be here at the end. And if it's corny, it's corny, but I really, want to develop some muscle, and I'm a great trader. I'm a little bit in awe of it. There's a few bits and pieces, but I feel like, having watched you guys, I feel like the fundamental concepts are there. I understand them. It's just a matter of putting them into practice.
Of course. Look,
that's going to come.
And also, when you
Sorry?
business, we were just talking about this on my podcast, but when you start any business, you don't know everything about the business, and there's always going to be some bits that are weak and some bits that are strong. And there's always going to be some bits that seem daunting and some bits that you want to jump at and some bits that you want to avoid. It's just, you're never going to get away from that. So at least you've got everything here you need to succeed, and it's going to be down to you to make it work, however long that might take you. But I'm sure if you apply yourself, you seem very, very dedicated.
Yeah, well, I feel like I'm,
be a success story.
Look, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I think I've been trying to do kind of too many things. You get married and you kind of want to take your wife for trips and kind of look after the kids.
Oh,
and
yeah, all that old stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just said, look, you got to hang in there with me, because I'm doing this, and you just got to support me on it. And I'm just trying to get another day, so if I can get 4 days and still keep all the expenses and everything on top of that, I think I can really get stuck into it. And I really don't want to trade or put any money into anything until I feel like I can really do it, basically.
Yeah, well, you only owe it to yourself, mate, to do that. This is where people, it's kind of hard to admit yourself that really it's only you in the mirror. No one else cares if you make it or not. It's up to you. So you've really got to get your head down and go for it.
Yeah, well, I just feel like I'm working on the old sort of adage that I'm a late starter, but it's time to sort of put in some strong finishing now.
Yeah.
So
have you got so next year sounds exciting for you, because it sounds like you've got your new stationery kit and the new notepads and you're ready to go for it now. I always liken it as to when you start a new year at school and you get everything clean and ready to go, but it seems like you're really switched on and ready to go for 2020. What's the plan, mate? Are you going to, I know you said you've done the emergence, but are you going to have you got a time frame, or have you got kind of any milestones in next year that you want to hit?
I was thinking that I'd like to sort of get through the 90 days, a bit faster, which I think I can do, but I got a feeling as we get down through the 90 days, it's gonna stretch out. So I was kind of thinking about doing that by the end of December, but maybe more realistic is the end of January, and then be able to get onto the back testing, or maybe the back testing and the trade planning starts as part of the 90-day thing. So and maybe try just get a few of the trading plans that you put forward in some of the the emergence and the your ones, just to start back testing those ones, but to get through the work and get it on board, because I feel like the only way it's going to stick is by actually doing the back testing. So I know that's going to be grinding, but I'm kind of looking forward to that, because it's going to get it on board and stay on board, sort of thing. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, mate, if you're I'd love to kind of catch up with you in January maybe, or February, just to see where you're at. Keep the momentum going. Keep the accountability there, because you've really given us a full backstory there, so everyone knows what you're up to now. You'll be great to catch up again and see where you are.
Yeah, no, that'd be excellent. One thing that I did keep doing, I must admit, I haven't I've just noticed someone's put up a post there to, have you got on Jason's newsletters? But I haven't got that. One thing I did keep up with was the Akil's, the podcast, Trading Coast podcast, which I think is a great thing because I think it just sort of kept me kind of the belief going that, I am going to do this. I just got to stop doing all this other stuff that's kind of getting in the way. And
yeah. You do. You need, if you're going for something and you know it's right and you know it's what you want, you have to kind of figure out how you can do less of the other stuff and do more of the stuff that you want and make that your focus. But yeah, absolutely, mate. All right. Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Greg. Thanks for being so open and vulnerable. And anyone who's got any questions for Greg or wants to connect with Greg, you can do so in the platform. And thanks a lot, mate. I look forward to talking to you next year.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your input. I'm not a big social sort of like person on the chat and all that. A bit old school, but I'll do my best to keep up the communication. Appreciate that,
mate.
Gab.
If you need anything, just reach out in the chat.
Yeah, thanks, Jason.
Awesome.
Really appreciate it.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care, mate. Thanks. Bye.